So there's plenty to dive into. First thing is, I'm on a bench.
My man! Oh, wrong one. How do I do it? Yeah, how do I do it too?
Yo.
Yes, legend. Headbutt for the high five. Yeah, good on you, bro. Yeah. My man.
Glad we recorded
so
just
cool.
for that. That was a perfect time start.
Bro.
And so
you're aware of yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can race and chase. I can do a little bit. I'm learning, and like one of the other trainers here, he's pretty decent at it. So I'm picking that up. And then we also have you used the Pro Pulses at all?
Love them. Love them. Like that's real. Like you can feel the feedback straight away. For me, it's like that. You know when if you eat something bad and your body goes, okay, I know that wasn't. If something's good, it takes me 1 or 2 seconds to go, oh, I know this is good for me. And that was the same thing with them, man. It was instant feedback on, I know how this works, and this is going to benefit me. I use them for shadow boxing as well, man. Like throwing out with punches, because the ability to recoil off the punch is all about how you come back as well, right? So that you can go again. And the propulsors allow you to do that. The weight moves and it comes back. So yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been quiet on Instagram with all of because I'm trying to work. I'm trying to work in the lab, I guess, and make sure that it's like 100% dialed in. But also I don't want to give my bloody opponents the understanding yet, bro. So yeah, I love the propulsors. So with the rope, brother, get your dragon roll. If you can get a dragon roll, because the race and chase is amazing because you have one hand supinated and the other hand pronated. And so what that means is you're switching between sides, your left and your right? But when you start getting into the dragon roll, which is the third move, your hands are doing the same thing. Both are pronating, both are supinating. Both are supinating, both are pronating. And then the fourth move, the sneak, the hands are doing the opposite again. Okay, but if you invest time in getting dragon roll smooth on both sides, because when you do dragon roll, right, you've got your forward and then you've got your back. So you've got to do both sides. So talk to me once you get dragon roll smooth on both sides, bro, and then we can add. So that's where the flow builds from there. Okay.
Yeah,
and then we'll start looking at.
I see like the rope flow content, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely the step where you start piecing together and you start adding to it. Like it becomes fully an expression of any type of movement, like you spoke about. And you mentioned it earlier, like the juggling. I think rope is applied juggling. That's how I put it.
Nice.
And more integrated too. Like juggling's the first step, but then the rope, because that can be whole body as well. It's a whole level.
I like that. Hey, yeah, that's a really good way to put it, dude. Like, and then I guess once you start adding tricks to juggling, that's when it starts to get like more integrated as well in a sense. And like they both start just growing into their own, I guess, tool, implement themselves, their own tool that you can use a hammer to do so many different things, right? It's a tool that can create anything. So yeah, I like that analogy. What are you using the propulsors for?
So that's just something I'm getting into, but I was using well, the first thing I'm kind of trying to experiment with is the double down pulse, just to get a feedback, a sense of what that feedback is like. Because as you mentioned with the striking, like the fascial recoil, so you're trying to, and the winding, like I saw Weck doing the Patrick step up with like swapping like that, and I was like, and he
test. Please finish.
The sled with the rope as well. I just saw that. I was like, holy fuck, that's another level.
There it is. You pick.
You've cut out on my end.
Up on it. You're aware, my friend. That was probably me. We back?
We're back. We're back.
Cool. So that's so cool that you're aware and you're actually seeing that and being like, oh, I fucking understand that. That's mint, dude. That's really cool. That's a very good awareness level on your front, man. Congrats. I've lost my train of thought on where we were going with the rope, but it was the double down pulse. So what, you know how he was doing like one up, one down, right? What's amazing about how he does it is he talks about ringing the towel. And so when you ring the towel, and I'm talking like I ring a towel, right? One hand goes one way, the other hand goes the other way. Well, what you're creating then is that ability to internal torque. So I don't know if you've looked at his coiling stuff yet either. Have you looked at how the coiling core? Okay, that's worth investing some energy into. That's huge for any sport that has rotational movement, which is all of them. I don't think any sport doesn't have rotate. Even 10-pin bowling has rotational movement. You know, you're going left to right. And so what's impressive that he's understood is if you control from the hands and the wrist of like wringing out the towel. So you could try it right now, right? One hand turns in, knuckles to face, the other hand turns out, like you're wringing a towel between the two. And I like pull up on my elbows. Let's see if I can get this going here. Oh, dang. Yeah, come on, this is going to work. So I'm basically trying. So I've got my two hands together and then one's going one way, one's going the other way. But then that's where it comes. Like I'm supinating this one and pronating that one to the fullest extent. And when you actually emphasize the furthest extent, which is your hands, your fingers, and your wrists, it allows all the fascial integration between the whole arm, the whole shoulder to engage. So yeah, dude, that's a super fun level to explore. And like your understanding of Tai Chi and how to actually dance becomes really, really fun. I had no dancing skills, bro. And then the rope helped me like get laid. So I was happy. So yeah, there's long hair involved as well. No, I'm joking. So, but yeah, hey, bro, I got to show you my gym real quick. I just like basically finished building this. I've just been in here this morning. So like I've got this landmine machine, which I use those exact same coiling methods, but being on it, that's my sled. I'm building some other ones. I'm going to fill it with concrete in a little bit. But yeah, bro, just built this place out, man. And there's my Weck, the BOSU Balls, got to have 2 of them. So yeah, man, some big things coming, man. That's literally just over the weekend, basically pulled it all together. So pretty happy, man. Pretty stoked to have my own. Yeah, pretty stoked, big fella. Very, very happy. Just now got to get some momentum to build back the equity that I spent on it. So let's have some fun. Yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the goal.
This ties back to something in your first paragraph or of conversation. There was just a couple of things I want to touch base. So you talked about how like everyone elite is going to be using the rope soon, and yeah, Vitor Belfort, the UFC, he's going with Weck like this weekend, I think. And
yeah.
Then I was thinking, so you mentioned like not being desperate to hop right back into the MMA, and like you're just not immediately drawn to it, and you're figuring things out first. And it just reminded me a little bit of like the archetypes and the sort of tarot cards. Like you've moved through the warrior phase, like when you were expressing and putting it out, and now you've almost like, it wasn't your choice because the fight obviously got canceled, but you've moved through that stage and you're now into what I was going to ask was the teaching stage more. And so you've just shown me you're building the gym. So it's like the student to master in this one aspect of your life transition. And I was going to ask, like, is that happening or how's that going?
Legend. It's, man, it's like, I love how you're saying it's like through the warrior to the next stage. And I still haven't attributed that I'm in the next stage yet. So I'm definitely in the teacher mode, and having fun with that, man. And yeah, I've got a great group of like 4 people that I'm working with, and they all have goals. So that was the biggest key, that I was like moving away from people that just wanted to do single sessions and just to feel good. And now I'm wanting to work with people to their goal. So one 45-year-old guy that I'm working with, he just wants to run again, bro. So it's like, yeah, that's so cool. I've given him a beautiful deal where if I can't get him running again, I'll give him his money back. So it's pressure, but I love that, man. I guess that comes from that like martial arts, like put it out all on the line sort of thing. So yeah, we'll see how we go with that. Yeah, and so I'm in a new environment now as well, man. I had to move to obviously afford to get the double garage place. So I'm in a new environment, and I'm gonna get out there and just start knocking on people's doors, bro, and just being a smiley man that I am, and extend what ATG has done for me. It helped me out of pain, bro. It helped me out of chronic pain. So yeah, like I could, like some days it was so bad I would cough and I'd be in like nerve spasm and holding on to my hip. So I am grateful for that, and I'm looking to give that out now. And yeah, man, I'm fortunate enough to have a little bit of credibility as well with like my MMA, I guess, that I can work with pro level athletes as well. So I'm extending out like free sessions to some of those people as well. Some people that have had like tears in their knees and stuff. So I'm just looking to extend the hand, man, this year and help. I want to be able to give, and we'll see what happens in 6 months if I'm still in that, able to make enough money to keep my head above water. So I believe I can. I honestly believe I can, and I love coaching. It's one of the favorite things to see people succeed, and I have done it for years through my boxing and jiu-jitsu and martial arts sort of thing. But now it's a change. I'm now trying to train people for ability instead of teaching them a skill. So this is where the gym setup now comes in, right? I had to get the dumbbells because I needed to scale for every person that comes in here. It doesn't matter if it's a grandma or an elite level athlete. I can facilitate that person through a good workout. So yeah, man, I'm lucky to work with people that are doing jiu-jitsu and stuff like that like test out their body, and they're like, man, what the hell? Like that seated good morning, bro, gave me so much more like dexterity in my ability to perform my skill. And I'm like, the best thing about that is then they're going to come back, right? Because it's like you've given them something, and it's like, okay, well, we're only able to do 10% each hand right now. We need to build you up to that 25% on your back or something like that, right? So I really love now how ATG has given me numbers to work towards and to scale it, right? That ability to progress, that's huge. And so yeah, dude, as much as I'm in the coaching mode and definitely trying to help people, bro, I'm still waking up at whatever time it is, but I'm still waking up to get in here myself. So the cool thing is now I have my own place to get myself stronger, fix my own imbalances that over the years had built into something very, very chronically in chronic pain and stuff like that. So this is as much for my clients as it is for me. And that was the cool thing, right? To be able to invest the thinking like greater as well. And I would love to be able to in the future, man, do something like a Sydney ATG headquarters or something like I just, it's in my blood, man, to be able to do that helping everyone get to their real potential that they want to, man. And I believe, like, I don't know, well, like the chair conspiracy factor, right? Like I believe our society is not allowing us to chair conspiracy and shoe conspiracy. It's actually a real thing. It's not allowing us to fulfill this potential that we actually are all born with. So yeah, man, I'm just putting my foot down and saying there's no more furniture in the house. We figure out how we need to sit on the ground to eat our meals. yeah, like getting back to basics, but then ultimately still using tools to unwind the things that I had been taught for 27 years, 28 years. So yeah, bro, yeah, I haven't even thought of it, hey, of like morphing into that next tarot card or the next king stage yet, man, because I'm so far away from that financial freedom ability, bro. But yeah, I'm loving it, man. I also work with a very cool group of that like they're doing 3 days a week of breathing training with me. I go out to them. They're a more sales team, and that like work as a unit, that they come together and do a group sort of session. We were trying 5 days a week, but it was a little bit too tough. So we're doing 3 days a week now with them, teaching breathing. And that's also another massive passion to me, man. So, and what was really cool is they work with numbers, right? They're out there building numbers and getting sales. And after 4 weeks, bro, I think, yeah, 4 weeks, they hit their biggest number of the company's year. And like, I'm not saying that I was like the one, but I'm a part of it now. You know what I mean? Like, and then so that's another thing, man. It's like, oh, that Cedar Good Morning worked really, really well. Well, guess what? Our numbers got better. Like, let's fucking keep doing this. We need our team to be optimal, to be optimized. And they did give me some, like, I got massive praise, man. Like, massive praise from it. And what's really cool is that I was just like, guys, this just means that when we double down, we can actually get these numbers more consistently next month and the month after, the month after. Just because we've done it once means that we can do it again and we can keep doing it better. So yeah, no slowing down over here, bro. It's rainy as ever, probably as rainy as New Zealand is. I'm joking, that was a stab, but well, I'm not used to the rain over here, bro. It's meant to be summer right now, and it's been raining way more than ever. So yeah, man, lots of little levels. How about yourself, Ethan? What's on the horizons for you, bro?
Well, I was just curious. It's
Okay.
with you, it's quite interesting, and I think everyone I talk to, every single person from Uncommon or ATG, actually everyone from Uncommon that I've talked to is ATG first, every single person. And every person with ATG, they come from some sort of struggle, and they've seen this low point in their life, and then ATG took them from there to here in whatever area that was. And then the contrast between where they were and where they are is just so massive, and they so life-changing that it's like an obligation to go forward and share it with people. And I think like you're destined to be doing great things because you're going out with the intention of helping people, right? And
Yes.
Bob Proctor talked about it. Like you get paid in proportion to the value you provide others. And when your focus and concentration is literally being as valuable to people as possible, it comes back to you. And you don't even know the ways that it's going to come back to you. Like you might get way more breathing clients, even though you've been focusing on your running man. But like it's just the universe takes it back to you. And it's really, I love seeing someone else with the same diversity of approach, and like just it's like a genuine seeking of results no matter the method, right? And you're not attached to a modality, but you're open to whatever tools bring you towards that goal. And I wear shoes.
Say that last part again for me, brother. Like, what are you wearing shoes again? I didn't hear it.
I only wear shoes when I have to, like maybe one.
Yeah, love it, love it. Yeah, wow, man, you said it so well. Hey, of like seeing, and I am sure you've seen in your own growth from from where you could have been going to where you are trajectorying now. And that's so powerful, why I love that uncommon group, bro, where you just know that when you check in there, just if you're having a bad day, like I broke my toe and split my nail up literally last week, and had a down week, bro. But every time I checked in, man, I was like, okay, this is so cool, because now I know that environment of energy is still looking for something good. And then that made my heart, my mind, everything to look at the good for this situation. I was in pain, but there's still good. It was a teacher. And that's that. You need those environments, man, because the normal society is actually now pushing us away from even talking to our neighbor and not allowing us to have that connection that was so ingrained in our growth and our evolution. We used to be creatures of close-knit communities, and seeing the best hunters run and how we would learn through visual representation of how they run better. We are now not learning from the best people of how to like run or perform. So we're missing that like link of learning. And I think it's an amazing thing to have what Keegan is doing, bro, of like silently leading, bro. He's letting the group do it, but he's also doing it himself. Like he doesn't need to check in every day, because other people are actually like resonating and trying to be leaders or building to leaders themselves. So yeah, dude, I froth on it, and yeah, I'm in for life, man. Like bring it on. It's set me up with so much already. And it's one thing that during COVID I was definitely like lacking. Once all the gyms like closed down and stuff, bro, that was my like safe haven, right? Like your comrades and stuff, and people move away, jobs fall through and stuff, and you're like, whoa, this is real. Hey, the government's actually like winning here. Like I never expected what happened, and I think it's probably I think it's very similar to what's happening in New Zealand as well. Like they never expected that sort of thing to happen, right? Back to the BOSU. No, cheeky! Delivered. That's the level, bro. What do you got?
I honestly don't know, but it's from so attached to my gym is, so the business owner's wife runs a raw food cafe attached to the gym.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Raw food. That's cheeky. That looks like ice cream at 12 o'clock in the morning, bro. You earned it, right? You earned it.
Yeah, I'll sneakily segue off of any justification.
That's all right, brother. That's all right.
Yeah. So, yeah, the community, right? And so people they're not picking up information from other people like people used to. And
yes, good pickup. Good pickup.
It's almost like, well, yeah, I mean, you walk outside and people are scared to interact is the level it's at currently. But I think there's degrees. I mean, at the same time as I see it going to shit, like there's yin and yang in everything.
Beautiful.
Talks about the two forces, and the further people go down the shithole, the deeper I'm seeing people awakening. And at the same time,
nice.
There's never been so much fear before, but there's never been this much growth. Like an opportunity like uncommon success, it hasn't existed before. And like what Web 3.0 and NFTs enable, like it's so interesting to see the coiling of life, like the like complete restriction that's being imposed, and then the total expansion and unity that, like, they both force each other into play. Like the power of this one and the people see the bullshit in this one, so they drive each other higher and higher.
Perfect, man. They do. They drive each other. And that's why it's an amazing thing to be a part of, man. just to see this new awakening. And it's a rebirth of some people, man, that never thought they would be talking. That I didn't want to say conspiracy theory, but that's the lack of better word, right? And that's the trip, right? Like these people that are now going, oh, I didn't think it was a conspiracy theory. But let's get it. And yeah, I love how you picked up like what you said, like it's our environment that we're learning off, right? That was cool. Yeah, that was a good little and then it springs out, right? It goes so far. Just to harp on this, I reckon what we're in is the greatest story ever told. And if there is a God, we as humans love stories. We love a story. And if this God or this greater being that's out there, or force, or whatever it is, he would make sure that the good guys were down in the ruts as much as possible, because we started from the bottom. You know, that's the story. It's like push as much shit on them before they spring and coil out. So yeah, man, just keep throwing that stuff, and I'm just keep throwing shit. It's just like good. We grow from that fertilizer, man, and just use it, and that's what's happened, right? Uncoms developed from that. So many other groups like Families for Freedom that I'm aware of, and starting to build more community bases, bro, that are starting to look at growing their own food, because there's so much land out here in Australia, and I'm looking forward to linking up with them, bro, and becoming more sustainable. And people are starting to talk about how they can stop ruining the environment, because every mask they wear is actually going to go into the ocean eventually. So start breathing through your nose, start enhancing the nitric oxide that actually kills this problem. The nitric oxide, if you haven't looked it up yet, everybody get out there, type that in. Proven. It's proven. And it helps with erectile dysfunction, because it helped Viagra become real. But you're young, bro. You don't need that stuff yet. So yeah, man, I'm in this area that it's a story, and that the good guys are just down in the ruts, and there's definitely in the future, there is going to be the good guys come back and prevail. I'm a big believer in that front, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like limits breed creativity. And that's why sports have rules. Because if you could punch the shit out of the other team, you wouldn't have to be good at dribbling a basketball if you could just stalk every guy on the other team. So limits is what, so there's always like, it comes back to yin and yang. I think there's cycles between complication and simplification, right? So societies, when we're farming, we're providing our own goods, we're independent, we're sufficient, that breeds prosperity. And higher access to resources and higher creation of resources means there's more to go around, and more equals more complicated just by the nature of it. So then it goes up. So you went from simple to complicated, and then shit gets too complicated. It gets too logical, restriction, bullshit laws, and then it gets so tight that any form of pressure, it leads to the cracks, and
there it is.
It's almost like they're fucking themselves over, because when you see cracks in something, you don't squeeze even harder, but that's what they're doing. And
yes,
it's an inevitable release before we cycle back to, like, I think the simplicity that's coming is inevitable. Like, break off societies and groups that we do our own shit. Like if every person has equal rights, why are some people allowed to control others? The answer is they're not. It's you're consenting to it. And we've been indoctrinated into the belief that you have to go along with it. And it's just been the story for a while. You're just supposed to wear shoes. But it just until you
bro, until you question it. And you're meant to be sad. Like if you're smiling in the street, bro, and you actually like got a spring in your step, that's weird. oh, like it's so strange how that has become the norm, and that you're not meant to be smiling all the time because life's tough. Bro, I'm alive. I'm grateful that I even woke up this morning. Like, I don't know where I went for 8 hours. Tell me about sleep. You can't. Like, oh yeah, we've got science on it. Yeah, I don't know where we go, but I'm just happy to be here and wake up and have some form of purpose. As soon as you have purpose, it like picks it up. And man, you're hitting all chords of like, yes, yes, yes. I love what you're saying. And those cracks are just going to grow bigger and bigger, but even more powerful, bro. It's like 1 teaspoon of truth eradicates the bowl of soup of lies. And that's what we're seeing with these cracks, bro. It's like they're getting that teaspoon. It's like, okay, I understand that was bullshit. Well, then what about the whole rest of the other stuff that you're telling me then? And yeah, man, that's happening for my parents now, bro, as well. It's like, oh, whoa. The news is lying to me like for years. So yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Man, you hit my heart. I love it.
The teaspoon analogy, when I watched your one with Max, I think I posted it on my story before I even published the YouTube video. Straight away I was like, that's the shit. And that's what happens with ATG. You realize, wait, my trainer said never use your knees in front of your toes. Wait, that's the mainstream way of doing everything. What other mainstream ways that every single person does is wrong? And it comes in so many different ways for so many different people. And like by being a source of that, like someone can come up to me and I'm like, yeah, walking backwards is the shit. Or don't fear bending your knees. Or I say about something COVID related or like food related or anything. And it sparks. And you only have to get hit one way for the cracks to start, for the water of understanding to start seeping through. Because you can have a crack in any place. It could be athletically, it could be intellectually, but then water just fills any gap it can get. It just floods in and it's just going to fill it up. And we're getting like quite deep. So what ties into all of this is perennial philosophy. So I think at the end of the day, we all come from one thing.
Yes.
We all are that one thing. And we're just on the journey to re-become that one thing and to re-understand that one thing. And I think the human experience is we're intentionally separated into little humans and male and female, and we have all these divisions and individualities, and they're all just like the things that divide us are all just put there for us to realize how insignificant they are. And just like human life is about realizing everyone's doing this. Every single one of us is doing this and going through the same thing. And we're just human. We're just Earth. We're just life. We're going to return to that point where we are just life again. And it's like the trap of human life is it can be tough as an individual, and it's tough surviving. And there are individual challenges, but it's the exact same for everyone. And it's all about you can do it more together, and you can join and become a collective moving towards something higher. And it's just energy. Like everything is that energy at the end of the day. And just because you're like Rumi, the poet, says you're not the ocean in a drop. No, you're not a drop of the ocean. You're the ocean in a drop.
And it just puts it in perspective, man. Like how we should treat the person that's walking opposite us, and they are the same as us, and but we've been conditioned to create the identity that we're different by able to pierce my ears, grow, put different clothes on, wear cool shoes or whatever. But we're all the same. And yeah, it's once you break that down, and I think that's where that ego of dissolving the ego sort of like comes into effect here. It's like once you remove all of that, you realize we're just the same flesh vessels, and that we're not much different. We're only different through the conditioning or the choices that, or the preferences that we have led to believe that we like.
And
because we all,
there's intentional divisions being placed, like the focus is on fashion, and it's all about being an individual and standing out. It's all to draw attention away from the fact under your clothes, like we're the same, man. And the whole concept of like teenagers, like ancient or tribes don't have teenagers. They have the rite of passage anywhere between 14 and 16, and you go from child to adult. There's no thin gray line. Like that whole section of teenagers is placed there because the stereotype of teenager is rebellion and separation from parents, and it's division within a family, right? You have to, teenagers aren't supposed to like their parents. It's weird to hang out with your family. Like ultimately that warrior phase gets turned into pissing off your parents rather than building something of your own. And right as you go into the most powerful start, like where you start to become yourself and be an embodied person, it gets divided into like frustration, and you feel like 16-year-olds wouldn't have been living with their parents in tribes. They would have had their own part of the tribe. They weren't their kids anymore. They were contributing members of the tribe. And so that restriction, that like us still living with our family, being dependent on family at that age, all of the teenage angst, like it's imagined, but it's there because of frustration at not like facing what's really there and not going to where you should be and being held back. Like that the people not liking their parents and that being the typical thing, that only comes, that's the frustration is genuine, but it's misdirected. It's actually frustration you feel from not going after life like you're at the point in life where you should be doing that.
Yes, when you should be. And when all that energy inside your balls, inside your body is just propelling you towards that. And you're inundated with these images that are just distracting and creating that other energy, the sexual energy and all of that, away from where your energy could be, formitting you into a warrior, which is the real truth of what we had to, because we first off had to survive. Movement is a bigger part in our brain than language is. Movement came before language, and we had to learn how to move properly. And that frustration, I really believe, comes down to not expelling the body's ability to move, the body's ability to get out there. And there's a thing in Aboriginal culture called Aboriginals, first landowners here in Australia, it was called the walkabout. And they would do it in these teenage years, these formidable years, where they just go for a whole year and just walk with, like, just live in nature, man, and just like get out. Like they didn't have any attachments to like, exactly what you said. I froth on it. Like, I'm a teenager. They were like, you're getting to that age now where you need to start figuring out who and how to live off the land on yourself, become a leader. And they would send them out, right? They would, and you would not banished, but you had a year of going out and walking out in the nature in the bush by yourself. And what I'm just bringing that into, man, is that we've completely lost this, and hold this frustration in, and then it leaks into our family life, and then that creates turmoil and trickles down into our siblings, our younger siblings that are like not even at that age yet of like understanding what's going on, but they just see anger and they're now learning anger is the way of life. And but the real truth, it's just love, bro. Like and I think that frustration comes from your parents not also understanding, like not that they don't understand, but they still want to love you. Like their mode is they're trying to love you, but they can't communicate with you because they're no longer that age, or it's just a different level of communication. Because it all comes back to love, bro. They're doing it out of love. The reason that your parents are angry at you or whatever, they're doing it from a space of love. And I had to face that, bro, big time, man. As I got older and started doing some psychedelics that I actually like, mushroom psychedelics, that took me into those states of seeing through other people's, I guess, visions or eyes, and understanding why they said certain things or why that frustration was there. And when you feel it and you understand where they're coming from, you're like, I fucking get it. You were only looking out for me with pure love, but I wasn't able to accept it because I had boards up. I had my own frustrations. I wasn't looking for that. And bro, yeah, there's so many of these little things, man, that pop up, like even the schooling system. It's not allowing us to go on our own walkabout. You're not walkabouting in school systems. Sit here, listen, do the test. I want to go walkabout though. And I kid you not, man, I wanted to, bro. I wanted to walkabout. I was that kid that never fucking sat still, man. I wasn't able to sit still. And and then you get labeled as, oh, he's got ADD, put him in the special classes, and then that's not helping anymore, because now you're putting another bracket on who you are and what you're capable of. Oh no, I'm retarded. I'm not able to spell words correctly. Well, guess what? Now that's imposed in my own brain. So every time that something else comes up that I feel like, oh no, bar, because I know that I can't do that. I was told by someone that was older than me that I cannot do that. And then because I'm impressionable and I'm young, that's the huge lesson, man, is that needs to be stripped away. I took it on board. I was like, I can't learn. That's who I am. That's who I am. And then for me, psychedelics were able to wash that away, bro. And clear that sort of path, and give it. I love the analogy. I got to say this, bro. This is my favorite analogy for whatever I've learned through going into psychedelic realms. Is that if you go up to the top of a ski hill and you ski down it, after you ski down so many times, there's tracks on that path that you always just you end up going down the same path. And then doing mushrooms is like putting a whole fresh dump of snow. And when you get to the top, there's a whole new path that you get to create. It's a whole fresh canvas for you out in front that doesn't matter where you go. You're like, oh, this is new. This is it. This is what's out here. And I've really enjoyed that analogy for psychedelic experiences. But that's a whole nother topic of go listen to some Mike Tyson on licking the toad. No, that's a funny one. But Mike Tyson is one of those savages, bro, that had to face so many realms of I guess despair and stuff, man. So he did it through the ring, and now he's the kindest, nicest man ever. He's the most ruthless ever. In the 90s and the early 2000s, now he's the nicest man ever. It's amazing what something natural can do to the body. But big man, I'm gonna have to bail in the next few minutes, bro. I don't mean to run on the chat, but I'm loving what you're talking about, man. And I think I've hit a dead end with talking about the let's find something else to have a do on. But man, what's coming up fresh for Ethan this year, bro? What's a big goal that you're looking for in the next 3 months, bro?
I'm going walkabouts.
Yes, bro. No phone, just go. You're safe. That we've led to believe that we aren't safe. The truth is we are, bro. We are part of this world. We are connected to nature. Get out into those trees, man. There's something about trees for me, and like Max was talking about it on the podcast as well. Like he was listening to them, but and yeah, they have seen more than we have ever seen. They've been here way longer than us. So they know, bro. They know what's going on. Just go and be with nature is my advice, young man. Yeah.
We could do this whole hour like 3 more times right now. So it's so easy to, like, with members, like this one in particular, I've been like, holy fuck, you take it down so many different alleyways, and I'm like, I gotta dive in. Yeah, so I'll prevent us from going further, but we'll definitely do this and make sure there's plenty of connection. And I mean, in real life, like this community is going to be building massive things for the world. So we'll be bound to connect at something awesome soon.
Please. Yeah, man. I love New Zealand, bro. My brother did study out there in Dunedin, and went and traveled a little bit down there to go and see him. I love that. I love that whole place, man. And I learnt the oxygen advantage breathing from a man in his name's Woody out in Phi. I think it's like an island called Phi or something like that. He was in New Zealand, bro. I was doing Zoom calls with him, bro. It was great. He now coaches Israel Adesanya, so through breathing. So I was like, oh man, I'm getting the best here. So yeah, dude, I'm coming down your way. I'm keen to link up, big fella. And if you're ever in Australia, man, hit me up. So I'll come and pick you up from the airport, and we'll have a good yabba-doo, my friend. Hey, blessings.
I want to start talking about Adesanya now. So we got to end it. We just got to end it.
Exactly, man. Yeah, we'll start on new topics, bro. That man he's a gift to the world, brother, because I love what he's doing, man. He's out there being real and creative. What I love about that is that there's an element of creatism. I'm always eager to see what he's doing because it's something new. He's creative, not going by the norms. He's being a creative, and that's frowned upon in our societies, brother. Being a creative. Pick up a rope. Start. Like, I kid you not, the rope has helped me become more creative in my expression, not only in my artistic realm, in my athletic realm as well. So, and in who I am. So, yeah, big reps to the rope back again. Get that get the dragon roll happening both sides, brother, and then we'll talk. All right.
I will, man. Have a great day.
Bless, brother. Peace and love, man.
See ya.
See you, bro. Bye.